Good morning, everyone. My name is Aaron Roe. I am the BLM Utah State Botanist and Threatened and Endangered Species Program Lead. Today I'm going to be presenting on updates that have occurred in policy and an overview of projects that occurred in 2022. First, we're going to start with some relevant updates that have occurred at national level policy. In September 2022, the BLM T&E program released a strategic plan for special status species conservation and recovery. This strategic plan has 4 goals with numerous tiered objectives and actions, specifically advancing special status species conservation and recovery, increasing success through collaboration with partners, prioritizing budget and staffing, and prioritizing communication. Our program is also working on a 5-year strategy that tiers off the strategic plan and will provide actual items for each state to complete. In fall of last year, the Habitat Connectivity IM 2023-005 was released. This specifically takes a broader view than previous migration corridor policy. It directs the BLM state offices to explicitly consider habitat connectivity, permeability, and resilience as a means to ensuring self-sustained populations and the natural abundance and diversity of wildlife, fish, and plant resources on the public lands. The BLM is also working on other important policy, including updates to the Manual 6500, which is the Wildlife and Fisheries Management, and Manual Section 6840, the Special Status Species Management. Next, I'm going to quickly discuss efforts in the Seed Success Program in BLM Utah. Although we are not collecting rare species, the availability of seeds for restoration is vitally important, as we all know. In 2022, 3 collection crews worked full or part-time within the state of Utah. First, there was a crew in the Northeast Mojave, including the Mojave portions of the St. George Field Office, as well as Mojave portions of the Caliente Field Office, Arizona Strip Field Office, and northern portions of Las Vegas Field Office. This crew made 152 scouting points and collected 14 collections. Second, there was a full-time crew that based in Salt Lake that makes 12 SOS collections across the West Desert, including Cedar City, Fillmore, and Salt Lake. Finally, there was a 3rd crew primarily working in Western Colorado, funded by the Colorado Plateau Native Plant Program, that did make 23 SOS collections within the state of Utah. In 2023, again, there'll be 3 crews, one on the Colorado Plateau in the Price Field Office, a second one in the Great Basin, working in our southern portion, primarily in Cedar City, and a 3rd one that will come in and make collections in St. George. They're working also in the Arizona Strip and the Kingman Field Office. So moving on to the rare plant projects that we instituted, not directly associated with monitoring, compliance, or enforcement of other authorized activities. The BLM supports many projects by other federal, state, and nonprofit organizations, including projects that were discussed today by other presenters. This includes financial support to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to assist in making downlisting and delisting determinations, the Utah Natural Heritage Program through the DWR and Utah State University for surveys, monitoring, and status reviews, the Uinta Basin Sclerocactus range-wide monitoring, and the development of a conservation agreement for the 3 Grand County astragalus species. Starting in Cedar City, Dustin Rooks monitored an outplanting site in Wawa Pass for Terraria haydonii. This population had previously been established from nursery-grown individuals to help provide a redundant and representative population to augment the 2 known populations of the species, also only found in Wawa Pass. Moving over to Dustin's home office in Richfield, he again did monitoring for numerous species not directly related to compliance for other BLM approved actions. This includes visiting the repeated monitoring location for Town Sandy Africa, and rereading the Sclerocaxis radii pair plots. He also worked with BYU on making collections for several species that have taxonomic questions. Fortunately, due to the drought conditions, not all of these were successful, and he'll be, again, continuing that work into this year, hopefully. Additionally, 2 papers were published, and 1 has been submitted, that were developed from a previously supported project with BYU that looked at impacts of grazing and disturbance on Sclerocaxis radii and on the use of unmanned aerial drones. Moving down to St. George, BLM Utah continued their support for the A team led by Susan Meyer and Cody Rominger, including the drone census and monitoring for Astragalus ampullaroides, Astragalus homerioniorum, and Arctomicum humilis. These are very in-depth projects and are beyond what I can describe in one slide, and I recommend you talk with Cody and Susan at a later date. Our wildlife biologist, Stephanie Taylor, also acts as our plant conservation lead for this field off and did additional work with the A team and on her own with her interns, including seed collections of Astragalus ampullaroides that are to be grown out at SCU, the beginnings of a pilot photopollinator study for Cercium virginensis, which of course we found the majority of the pollinators were honeybees, and she did unsuccessful searches for Phaeacins pedicactus above the Hurricane Cliffs. Her intent this year, hopefully with the better rains, is to get out and survey again and relocate this species. Moving over to the Price Field Office, our staff provided technical support for a botanical trip down Desolation Canyon where numerous voucher specimens were taken and populations of rare species, including new populations of Cyclodenia jonesii and potential populations of Carex speculacula were identified. Additionally, our botanists did photo plot monitoring for Cyclodenia within the field office, and not written here, but began and developed the work for a project that is going to be implemented in this fiscal year of fencing off a Cyclodenia population. Moving north to Vernal Field Office, our botanist, Sandra Robbins, and interns worked to support the Pensman Conservation Agreement commitments, including helping monitor the established plots for the 2 species. In addition, the interns and Sandra worked to complete monitoring for Hesperorhynchus suffratensis across the range of species and completed monitoring for populations of Spiranthes diluvialis. In addition, the field office contracted to have surveys completed within the John Wesley Powell NCA. 2022 was the 2nd year of this contract, and they found 2 BLM sensitive species. In year 1, they also found an additional 4 species, including Procera ackermanii. This is the 2nd known population of this species. With that, I'll conclude my presentation to provide plenty of time for questions about what I presented or other questions about the BLM management. Beyond that, I hope everyone has an excellent day and enjoys the remainder of the quality presentations provided today. I look forward to hearing from everyone soon. Thank you so much.